Hey guys, good evening. I'm Al Washington, and welcome to my Mystical Loss podcast. I'm very excited to announce I have a special guest, author Rob McCarthy of the book that he just released a couple of weeks ago called Fuck the Script. Yes, that is the name of it. I love it, blunt and straight to the point. So, yes, this is also a very important episode because I know if you guys are just tuning in to my podcast, The Mystical Loft, my work is more supernatural horror, but I wanted to take another pause reset episode because this book is dealing with mental health, self-love, and definitely taking control of your life back. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Rob. Rob, you want to say hello to everybody and introduce yourself?
Hi, how you doing? My name's Rob McCarthy. I'm married, father of two, lifetime New Yorker, and I really just sat down and started putting my own thoughts into my iPhone on notes, and that's kind of how Fuck the Script came about. I realized the impact of external forces, whether it's the people you're with, where you live, what you see on TV, what you see on social media, and how that really it almost molds our lives in a way that we don't want to be.
Right.
And we just fall into that script as I refer to it as in the book. And yeah, it really became a passion of mine. I started writing it last January, released it in September, and I'm super happy it's out. I can't believe it.
Really nice. Okay. Wow. But how long did it take you to write the book, though? Like, what? I mean, you said you got the kind of inspiration, but how long do you mind me asking? How long did it take you to write the book?
My notes probably span about a year and a half.
Damn.
And then I did it in silence. I did it at 4:30 in the morning for an hour every morning.
Oh my God.
And it's 80 pages long and whole. And it took me about 8 months and then took me about a month to do the editing.
Oh, nice. Okay. And just speaking of which, let's go ahead and see. We can definitely dive in. So I did read the first few chapters, absolutely. I'm almost done with it. But let's start with chapter one and we kind of jump in. You said the illusion excuse me, the illusion of success. But what woke you up to this trap personally that you were, like I said, creating the illusion of success, especially with social media and everything?
Well, success is a very broad term.
Right.
And what may be successful for you may not be successful for me, may not be successful for somebody else. But we've been fed this script that we live by that says success is money,
Mhm.
success is the cars, the big house,
Right.
the vacations, everything else. My success was just not staying awake at night wondering how I was going to make ends meet. My success was not having the stress in my life where it came home with me.
Right.
And yours may be something completely different, but we're forced to live by this rule and follow this script that success only is financial or fame
Right.
or something along those lines. When, to be honest with you, my success would be waking up in the morning playing golf and not having to go to work. That would be perfect.
Oh
I would
God.
have no other argument in my
Yeah.
life.
I'm telling you.
But we we live by societal norms that we call norms, but it's really what we'll say the powers that be want us to do. They
Mm.
want us to spend.
Yeah.
They want us to get into debt. Think about it. In a nutshell, your life is go to grammar school, graduate, go to high school,
Right.
go to college. What's the first thing that happens with college? You apply for debt.
Yeah.
Then after you graduate college or while you're in college, you have to get a car. So what do? We apply for debt. You're not making any money while you're in college. So what do? You get the credit cards.
That's
You
right.
apply for debt.
That's right. Mhm.
Then when you get out, what's the first thing you want to do when you get out? You want to buy the house.
Yeah.
How do you buy the house? You apply for debt. So you're actually tying yourself with ropes of debt your entire life from the second you graduate high school.
Yeah.
And it's become acceptable. So my success was getting out of that cycle. And
Oh, yeah.
when I talk about it in chapter one, it's how everybody's success is different to them. I don't need $1 million. I'm very happy with that.
Okay. No, Robert, have you had people when you said that there's some people like let's say if you're first meeting them, hey Robert, what do you do? That's the first thing people ask, like having I have a big CEO job or something, that's what you're supposed to be telling people. But like when you mentioned that, okay, we were in high school, yeah, that was the norm back in the day, I guess, especially back what, 1950s, that you would go to high school, you go to college, you get married before 30, and then you would have A, B, and C with all this. So yeah, I agree with you there. Like I said, the illusion of success. I don't know if it's the media, I'm not sure, but I do believe that majority of how we've been programmed just to think that's success. Absolutely. But no.
Like, do you notice my introduction? I didn't say anything about where I work or what I do
Exactly. Right.
because I've started to learn that what I do doesn't define me. And I
Right.
actually quit a corporate job 8.5 years ago,
Hmm.
and I had the name on the door. I had the, suits, meetings, conferences, travel, the whole 9 yards. And I was miserable,
Right.
absolutely miserable.
Yeah.
And I quit and I took a blue collar job. And I mean, I do better financially than I did because you were paying for all this other stuff, taking people out to dinner. You were going here, you were going there. You had to have the car to go with the suit and everything else. Now I work 7 to 3:30. I'm home by 4. I don't miss my kids' games. I see my wife for dinner and I don't stress about anything. And it's
Yeah.
just, I broke away from the script, not even in the book scheme, because the book wasn't even a thought process.
Right.
I just did it for myself to correct what I was unhappy with. And it's really changed me. So that's kind of where the book stems from was that one huge change I made in my life.
Yes, I'm telling you, good for you. People act like when they have their titles, that's who they are. But trust me, the Lord giveth, the Lord take it away. Because let's say if you did get fired or laid off, then what are you going to do? How are you going to be? I mean, is that happiness? I mean, if it gets taken away from you, then what? So, I mean, is your identity gone? That's the question you want to ask. So,
For a lot of people, that's the case.
exactly, yeah, because they want to have that high title, like you said, CEO, I'm nobody, blase, blase, or even in a relationship. It doesn't have to be a job, or even like as writers. Like if we stop writing or if our books don't become a bestseller or something, is that our identity? Is that going to be taken away from us? So just like again, like if somebody was in a relationship, and then they break up or whatever, and that person leaves, and they're like, "Oh God, I have nothing to live for. That was my whole life, my identity." So yeah, a lot
And
of
what you start to realize with people make it your identity.
right.
You really don't. People ask you the question, what do you do for a living?
Hmm.
I don't come out and say, hi, I'm Rob. I do water and sewer maintenance. Like that's my last name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People bring that upon you.
Yeah.
And people are the ones that want to know what you do for a living because the first thing that people want to do is compare.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's where we suffer as individuals. Jordan Peterson is one of my favorite speakers. And one of the things he said that really struck home is the only person that you ever have to compare yourself to is the person that laid their head on your pillow the night before.
That's right.
So if you went to bed tonight and you woke up yesterday, or excuse me, you woke up tomorrow and moved that needle just a hair, you're a better person than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
If you weighed 350 pounds and this morning you weigh 349.8,
Hmm.
guess what? You moved the needle.
Yeah.
If you saved $20 yesterday and put it in your savings, you have $20 more in your bank account than you did yesterday, you moved the needle.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. That's what we lose as a society.
Yeah, I agree with that. And speaking of comparison, when we're jumping to chapter two, do you believe that you did say comparison is mental poison? So how does social media, in your own words, affect people? And what's the first step to stop comparing? Which I know it can be hard to do because when we're looking on social media, we see this, like, oh my God, and this and that. So in your own words, I mean, how do you think, I mean, it'll
Well, it's
affect?
funny. You made a reference about the 1950s
Right.
a
Mhm.
couple seconds ago.
Right.
The old terminology, keeping up with the Joneses,
Yeah.
stems from right after World War II. And it was, your neighbor bought a Cadillac or the person down the block got, their siding done or got a new roof or whatever. So you had this comparison with keeping up with the Joneses, but it was only in your neighborhood. Now, with social media, you got a comparison with every asshole that has a cell phone, and
Yeah.
half of it's a lie.
Right.
They're not. I can go out and rent a Lamborghini for 2 days, and I can go to an open house of a mansion and film 30 seconds of footage and pretend that I'm a billionaire.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's what they say out of every 1,000 people on social media who play the role of millionaires, probably about 8 or 10 actually fit the role. But we're
Mhm.
fed it, so we believe it's true.
Yeah.
And comparisons, it's a cancer because not only do you compare yourself and feel less as a person financially,
Right.
but it may make you feel like less of a father, less of a mother, less of a friend, less of a person.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous. The first thing you got to do is limit your social media time. I mean, you have people that doom scroll for hours upon hours upon hours.
Oh, I hear. Oh God, no, I don't even do that, man. I check like notifications, yeah, but I can't. That's like me watching TV. I don't know, not for hours, but I hear you. A lot of people do it. So for hours and hours, like no, I don't have that time. No.
I think about it, and it was one of the things I'm starting my own podcast. So I've been putting a couple notes together,
Right, right,
and
right.
one of the things I wrote about was think about your Facebook or your think about your Facebook. That's the easiest one because that's where all your friends are, and you got 3,000, 2,000, 5,000 friends.
Hmm.
How many of those people do you actually care about what their opinion is? You, maybe your family, maybe your very, very close friends,
Right.
but is it the guy that your girlfriend dated for like a month and you just friended him because you wanted to be good like that? Do you
Right,
really care if he thinks your outfit looks nice and gives you a like?
right.
Do you really care if he comments on the picture you posted? No. And that's probably 80% of our Facebook friend list.
Yeah.
It's people that we have very, very small acquaintance with. And we start to depend on them to fund our self-worth and to make us feel good, which is it's bullshit. It really is.
Yeah. No, because I mean, you talk to some people like, oh my God, I didn't get a lot of likes. Oh, this person like this. Okay, but if, yeah, that's just. I wish we can explain that, but yeah, it's a habit. Like they get a notification, like, oh, well, I don't know how many likes did I get? Oh, damn, they didn't like this, or they have to just post more to get. Yeah, I mean,
It's a drug. It's a dopamine hit. It
right.
literally is.
Hmm.
You go and check your notifications and oh my God, I got 500 likes on my outfit I wore yesterday or on my new car that I'm now $75,000 in debt for and going to figure out how I'm going to pay $1,000 a month payment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. It becomes a drug.
So speaking of use of drug, well, even let's jump into chapter four, the social media mirage overall. So you think social media as a whole leads to bad mental health?
Social media can be a phenomenal tool when it comes to
Yeah,
marketing, when it comes to
absolutely.
the podcast, whatever, my book, great advertising
Yeah.
venue.
Hmm.
I love it because my family lives in my mother and father live in an apartment downstairs, but when they weren't living here,
Hmm.
I would post pictures of my kids and videos and share it with family and all that. It's awesome.
Right.
But if you've noticed now on your Facebook feed and your TikTok, when you're scrolling, all it is advertisements now. And they're just trying to sell you more shit.
Yeah.
And it's the same people over and over and over. You and I have a conversation right now about a product. I'm looking at 80 of them on my social media feed within the half an hour.
Yeah.
And it's mind boggling how it works.
Yeah.
But it's the algorithm. It's not made for anything positive. It's made for your dependence.
Yeah.
You become dependent on it. You need the likes. You need all that stuff. And some people just need it to survive. And it becomes very dangerous.
Yeah, I hear you with that. And no, and everybody's saying that some experts are saying that social media is the problem. I understand that, but it's also how you use it. You just said it based on how we're marketing and for business purposes, whether we're writers, creators, whatever. Yeah, very good, useful tool, absolutely for that. But again, it's how you use it. When people are saying, oh, social media is dangerous, yeah, it can be. Again, it's how you use it. Just like when you're posting stuff on YouTube, it's how you use it. That's just me. That's just my opinion.
I have
Um,
a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old.
mhm.
And do you know what the terminology is now when they lay down in their bed and they just scroll on social media?
No.
They actually say to me, "Yeah, I'm going to go in my room and brain rot for a little bit." And
Brain.
that's the terminology that kids are using for sitting on social media for hours at a time. They're going to go brain rot. They're going to burn some time. And they're right.
Okay. Wow. That's all right. That's whew, where are we living? So when we're now, let's jump into chapter seven. I like how you spit it out that basically life doesn't owe us anything, doesn't owe us shit. Um, so why do you think people cling to lives they secretly hate? Because I know we talked about this a little bit earlier in the podcast. Is it because of safety, fear of job security, fear of the unknown? because they lost their passion in life, because the economy is shit right now? In your opinion, what do you think?
One of
Like,
the most dangerous words that we deal with on a regular basis is comfort. We use it the wrong way.
yeah,
I lay down in bed, I'm comfortable. That's cool. That's where I am at that point in time. And it's a feeling I need when I go to sleep.
yeah,
When I wake up in the morning, comfort doesn't allow me to improve myself at all.
right.
Discomfort improves me. Because you know what? My bed's comfortable.
Hmm.
The gym is one of the most uncomfortable places you can ever go in your life, both mentally and physically in some aspects. But discomfort is what improves you. Doing hard work, going to the gym, not buying your $7 Starbucks in the morning. That the Starbucks is comfort. Staying in bed for that extra hour is comfort. But discomfort is actually what improves you. And I think people stay in that role because routines are one of the most comfortable things that you can have. And not making changes is one of the most comfortable things you can have. And the hardest thing to do, listen, you've been out with friends having a drink. You can have a conversation with anybody else about what they need to fix. You don't like somebody's boyfriend or girlfriend, you're very quick to tell them. Somebody needs a haircut or doesn't look good in whatever they're wearing. You have no problem telling them.
Right.
But the hardest person for you to tell something's wrong, and that's where the terminology own your shit comes from, is the person that you look in the mirror every day. It's very difficult to self analyze and it's very difficult to tell yourself something's wrong. But until you find out what you need to fix and admit it, you can't fix it. So that's where the comfort falls into play. And that's where I'm saying life doesn't owe you shit. If you don't own it, you're never going to fix it. And without you, nothing's ever going to get fixed.
Okay, Rob. So what about, do you think the economy, like I said, has a factor in that? 'Cause I know like, everybody's nervous and scared and anxiety, and I know it can be overwhelming. It's just how everything is going on. Do you think that's also a factor too, that they don't want to just, like you said, not they're afraid to step out of their comfort zone?
Well, listen, changing habits in your life is not quitting your job tomorrow and taking off and going to the Bahamas because you need to find yourself.
Right.
It's changing, like I said, moving the needle on one thing every day. Now, you talk about the economy. Yeah, maybe some people can't afford a $150 gym membership, but everybody's got a sidewalk outside. Everybody can throw on a pair of sneakers and go for a walk for a half an hour because that doesn't cost them a dime.
Right.
But
Yeah.
people get comfortable. The
Yeah.
recliner and the TV and social media is a lot easier physically than going outside and walking for a half an hour. If the economy's that bad, why is it every time you drive down the street, you see a Starbucks with a drive through line around the block? Or instead of packing their lunch, you see somebody buying a $200, a $20 lunch when they had food in their fridge. It's because they're comfortable. And it's because it's not socially acceptable not to,
Right.
you know?
Okay.
I walk out of my house every morning with a plastic Wawa cup of coffee that I bring to work with me. And that's my coffee in the morning. And when the guys go to grab a cup of coffee on break, I just have my coffee from that morning. I don't need to spend $5, $6. I break out two hard boiled eggs I brought from home for breakfast or a bar that I brought from home.
Okay.
Well, they're spending $20 a day on breakfast sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's the other part that's very difficult is it becomes, I don't want to say peer pressure, but it becomes falling into the group
Okay.
where they're not pressuring me to buy breakfast. But if I don't, I kind of feel like I'm not part of the gang. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's also comfort because you need that interpersonal relationship. I can still have a conversation with a person that just bought breakfast, but I don't feel like I can because it makes me uncomfortable that I'm taking something out of my lunchbox. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's across the board. I can have friends over and sit in my living room with a bottle of wine, but I need to go out to the bar and spend $15 a drink because their wine is better than my wine. So economically, yes, nobody's walking away from their job. No one's just taking off and doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
But they have spots in their comfort zone that they can break out of, which would cause a little less economic stress. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. So overall, Rob, what would you say to someone like to give them the first step to give them a really, how would I say it? If you tell somebody the first step to give themselves a true mental reset from everything.
A mental reset.
Yes.
First, they got to detox, and they got to detox from everything that
Yeah.
influences them. Social media. Um, I'll say the best terminology is just audit your circle.
Yeah.
Look at the people you associate with. Seriously, you've got your friends that are only friends when there's a drink involved. You've got the people that you actually compare yourself with, that you spend a ton of time with. You're just kicking a can down a road at that point in time because you're bullshitting yourself that this person is to your benefit.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a big proponent of just detoxing from anything that involves comparison. That's first and foremost. Your
Yeah.
social media, the people you compare yourself with on a regular basis. Then you got to detox from the toxic things. Going out to a bar is not your best bet financially, mentally, anything else. Number one, it's the money. Number two, the alcohol's not good for you. And listen, I love a beer just like the next guy, but I'm not even going to say anything else. That's 100%.
That's right.
But then you kill yourself the next day too. Because then you're hungover, you're laying in bed, you're dragging ass, you're not getting stuff done. So that's another type of detox.
Yeah.
And then it's a financial detox, the $7 Starbucks, the $20 lunch, and all that stuff. You have to take it step by step and you have to move the needle every time. And then the other thing, there's two financial things that tie into that. Stop financing bullshit. This buy now, pay later companies that are out there where you can finance your food online. You can buy a $25 lunch and pay it off over the next 4 months. They're ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, do you know that they say 60% of the people in the United States cannot take a $400 emergency expense and be able to pay it?
Are you sit? Wow. Yeah.
And that's factual.
Wow.
Over 60% of the people in the United States cannot get hit with a $400 unknown expense and covered on the spot.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So you have to build a fuck you fund, for lack of a better term. You have to have
Yeah.
that you have to have that money.
Yeah.
Whether it's $20 a week or it's $10 or it's $50 a month, whatever. You've got to have that money that if something goes wrong, you're not automatically diving to the credit card.
Oh my God. I know that's right, man. Woo. We have some cushion or something. That's crazy.
When I heard that fact about the 60%, I was very stunned. Very stunned.
Well, yeah, I mean, hell, I mean, inflation's going up, everything, man. It's just, anyway, that's another topic for another time. So we know how the country is and the economy is right now. So I definitely hear you with that. Overall, I think the book, like I said, is excellent. Love the title. So again, it's straight to the point and just blatantly out. But what inspired you, Rob, to become a writer overall? Just what lit a fire under your ass? Like I like to ask my guests to really go for it and write, to become an author.
I am a blue collar, straight shooter. How the book is written is how I talk. And if you asked everybody, and I was a college baseball player, I was an athlete my whole life. I coached all my kids' stuff. I was sports oriented.
Mhm.
If you ask somebody what they thought the last thing I would ever do is write a book, would probably be number one or to number two or number three, probably in the top three of something they would never ever expect me to do.
Why do you say that? Why
Um,
do you mind me
I'm
asking?
not that eloquent. That's why the book is written in the style it is. It's written like having a conversation with me.
Hmm.
I didn't want to write it polished and fluffy self-help kind of thing because that's not who I am.
Right.
I mean, you can tell from having the conversation.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do something that was outside my comfort zone.
Hmm.
Like I said, that discomfort actually brought success.
Yeah.
I could have coached another team. I could have written a playbook for a basketball game or a football game, and that would have been easy. Sitting down, writing a book, and actually putting myself out there in some instances was something that really made me uncomfortable, and it was probably one of the proudest accomplishments I've ever had.
Wow. Okay. But I'm proud of you. Like you definitely did that because you just said it felt very uncomfortable, and that's how you, in order for to get comfortable, you have to get uncomfortable. But I mean, you want to find your own voice as a writer. So and again, from your book, it's not a corporate manual. It's your voice, your own unique voice, and that's
Yeah,
what
if
writers.
after have spoken to me, if you read the book again, you would
Right.
actually hear my voice as you're reading it because that's just
Exactly.
it is just me.
Yeah. Exactly. So that absolutely. Right. So any tips or any pointers to any inspiring writers from all from beginners to expert? Any advice or pointers you want to give out to those who want to break in writing, but again are afraid or scared to do it?
Fear's paralyzing, but when you get past it, it's very invigorating.
Yeah.
Um, it's not as much about the book sales as it is about accomplishing the goal. You just got to put pen to paper. And, you know, some of it's going to suck. It's just the way it is. You're going to write a chapter and you're going to give it to somebody who you trust and say, "Yeah, take a look at this for me." And they're going to tell you it's shit. And you're going to do it 3 or 4 times over and then suddenly they're going to be like, "All right, this is all right." And then you're going to grow from there. Making a mistake and doing things imperfectly a few times before you get it right is growing.
Right.
And it's uncomfortable. It's that discomfort, but through that discomfort is the only thing that brings positive. So just do it.
Yeah.
Write what you want to write. Screw everybody else who has an opinion because the people who have an opinion usually aren't doing shit themselves. You're going to hear outside noise
Mm.
and you just have to ignore it because as long as you're happy with yourself, who gives a shit what other people think?
Right.
And just get it done. It's work. I mean, it is work,
Oh yeah.
but it's very, very, very rewarding when it's done.
Right. And also, on a side note, when we were talking about social media, and this goes for me as well, please don't compare yourself to other people that go, well, their book's already out. They must have did it overnight. Again, he just said it. And not because he said it is the truth. It does, it's going to take a lot of work. There's no magic elixir, no magic pen. You're going to do one draft and that's it. Oh God, it's a masterpiece. No, it's not. So it's going to take some work.
And the easiest way to get it done is write like yourself. Don't try and be somebody you're not. I mean, obviously, nonfiction is different than fiction. If you're writing a fiction book, then you got to be creative and do your thing. But if you're writing a normal, like nonfiction book, it's got to be in your own terms.
That's right. That's it. All right, Rob, thank you so much for coming on. I definitely appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. If you guys, again, his latest book is called Fuck the Script. It's out on Amazon, e-back, paperback, and hardcover. Correct, Rob? Yeah, make sure I had
No,
that.
no hard copy,
My
no
bad. Okay.
hardcover,
No,
just paperback and Kindle or ebook.
my bad. So definitely please check it out. It is on Amazon now. And I do believe before he leaves, you have a store if you want to let them know exactly where they can purchase merchandise.
Well, they can also get the book through there. It's
Mhm.
stand.store/FTS25. There's some merch on there. There's a couple 20, there's a 21-day challenge, which really are questions for 21 days that forces you to look inside and answer the questions you should be asking yourself. I just decided to ask you them on paper. So if they want to put in a little work, grab the book, try the 21-day challenge. There's some cool merch on there too. Um, yeah, I'm excited about it.
Okay. Absolutely. You guys definitely check it out. And Rob, thank you again. And guys, thank you guys for dropping in my mystical loft. Happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you guys next time.